New from SimNet is their SHB Loadcell Handbrake. It is both a standalone PC USB device plus directly compatible with Fanatec wheelbases, and that does mean console compatible when plugged into the wheelbase. Mine arrived pre-launch and I've had it for a few weeks here to test for this review. As racing handbrakes go, it is certainly more interesting than most because the angle, tension and height are all adjustable features, and that is something I do like about this particular handbrake, and it did make it easy to install into my setup. Now, coming up next, I'll give you a full tour around this handbrake and cover all of those important features. Then right after that, we'll take this to the track for the testing and evaluation. The body of the handbrake is built from 3mm sheet stainless steel with a matte powder coat finish. Close up, we can see the fit of the parts is clean and precise. Bearings are fitted to reduce friction and prevent lateral play. Below the pivot are the sockets, USB on the left for a PC connection, making the handbrake a standalone device. On the right is an RJ12 socket, where Fanatec hardware owners are able to plug this handbrake directly into their wheelbase. Although that's not necessary for a PC build, but essential for console gamers running a racing setup. And just to clarify, yes, this handbrake is console compatible with Fanatec wheelbases. The handbrake is probably best suited for mounting to an aluminium profile cockpit, and SimNet have included T-nuts and bolts for this purpose. Anybody familiar with Loadcell brake pedals will recognise the SimNet handbrake is borrowing similar design features. The load cell used here has a 100kg capacity, and sandwiched between the load cell and the lever are two elastomers. In fact, these are the same type of elastomers that the SimNet pedals operates with. And just like a load cell brake pedal, the spring resistance is an adjustable feature. It's a simple case of unscrewing the collar and lifting the rod to release the elastomers. These additional springs and elastomers are provided. The handle is a solid piece of aluminium, and being a separate threaded piece means you can install your own handle if you prefer. For reference, it is M10 threaded. I'll show you in a moment two optional SimNet accessories, one being a soft handle option and the other is a 3-piece lever extension kit. However, I'm not quite finished here, showing you through the main handbrake adjustments. The handle has two orientations, vertical, which you've already seen, and horizontal. It's a simple process of unscrewing some bolts and rotating the handle. The holes are steps that allow the handbrake angle to be tilted within the frame. This foam covered handle is a separate accessory you can buy from SimNet. The second accessory I have, and again sold separately, is this lever extension kit. A nice touch is each section being a different length, so you have a variation of sizes to work with, whether you're using just a single piece or two different sizes together. Notches are cut into the pieces, so you can make use of the included wrenches for tightening or loosening the parts. When using the full extension, that increases the overall length of the lever by 27 centimeters. Before use, you will need to calibrate the handbrake first in order to set the analog input threshold and dead zones. The SimNet SimConnect software will guide you through the steps. It's very straightforward. If you plan to plug the SimNet handbrake into a Fanatec wheelbase, you will still need to calibrate the handbrake using the SimConnect software over USB. And here's a quick demonstration showing the handbrake plugged into my CSLDD. The Fanatec driver software recognises the handbrake inputs, so the wheelbase does recognise it as if it was a regular Fanatec handbrake connected. However, you won't be able to set the min and max inputs here. That's only possible in the SimConnect software, as I've already mentioned. The striking versatility of the SimNet handbrake makes this one stand out for me. The handle can be set vertically or horizontal and further tweaked by setting the angle. We're treated with additional elastomers and springs to tune the lever tension, and even the mounting holes are slots. A subtle design feature that doesn't go unnoticed, so you can twist the mounted position, and that can help the ergonomic handling when operating the handbrake. The lever extension kit is an excellent accessory I'm personally making use of. Just one piece was needed to raise the handle to set it for my requirements. They're thick pieces of solid aluminium, so even fully extended, there's no added flex on the lever itself. A longer lever increases the motion and lightens the tension. You may prefer that. If not, this can be countered somewhat by installing the stiffer elastomers. The articulation of the lever is smooth owing to the use of bearings. The tension is progressive and the overall feel is reassuringly sturdy. The result is a satisfying and convincing handbrake sensation that gives you the impression that something is actually happening when you squeeze down on the lever. What we have here is a well presented piece of kit, a fully practical design constructed from strong materials, excellent attention to detail and build quality throughout. Plus the Fanatec wheelbase compatibility, adding another feather to its cap. Also the fact this SimNet handbrake is cheaper than buying the Fanatec handbrake is another reason to consider this alternative. I only have a single observational point that I would have preferred to be different. The handle's checkered pattern is grippy, that's for certain, though I do find this texture is rough on bare hands, so I would have to recommend using gloves unless you go with the foam handle accessory. Alternatively, for a smoother surface, you could wrap the handle with tape. Okay, that's about it for me today. Let's start ending this one. Yeah, a very nice handbrake indeed, and reminds me of their high quality Loadcell pedals, the SimNet SHB Pro pedals. The pedal set I always enjoy using. So this is another welcome addition to my cockpits from SimNet. And finally, don't forget I do have a SimNet discount code. Check the description, you'll find details there.